Hello, everybody. My name is Patrick Farley. I am the writer, director, and producer for Fatal Encounter Emergence of Talents, which I also play a role in for acting. And sitting next to me is.
Mick, I am the co-director. I also act and I'm the visual effects artist for Fatal Encounter.
So, Mick and I have been working together for a while, and this is our first big movie together. We've done Rise and Fight, we've done a fan film, which we'll talk about in another video later, for his projects. But Em and I mainly wanted to explain how the post-production process is going for Emergence of Talents. And to put simply, we've had a few big delays. If you haven't seen my first two update videos for the pre-production going into production, and then the second, which is all about the production process, I highly recommend you watch those first before finishing this one. Alright, so have you seen them? Perfect, let's get right on with it then. So our three big delays that we had between October and December. We are working on two large films in production for October and November. We were working on a fan film that Mick's the main director for, and we're also helping our buddy Clayton with a post-apocalyptic home-style horror movie, which we had a lot of help in with the production process. Not only that, my computer took a dump on me. It crashed and burned, the motherboard fried, and I was in between different computers. And that one went from 2015 all the way up to 2022. But it also made editing the movie very difficult because I had 7 different timelines on the Sony Vegas Pro 17 software, which I was using the Sony video editing softwares for many years prior. So it was like a comfort food for me to get right back into it for this movie. But little I know that my computer cannot handle what this movie needed. And so when I switched to a newer computer, I just thought get the newest version, go for 20. Unfortunately, it's not compatible with Windows 11 as much as the company creators say it is. It's not, there's a lot of issues. It works for some people, it doesn't work for others, and I happen to be one of the people it didn't work for. Look at my last vlog, and it goes into a lot of detail over why I switched from Sony Vegas Pro 20 to Davinci Resolve Studio 18. And I go into a lot more technical details there. So between filming a couple other movies and also having computer issues, it took me a couple of months itself just to switch to a different computer, get all my timelines and everything back, and get everything into one big, nice editing workflow that I couldn't do with my last computer. So it took a lot of backtracking before I can go forward. Now the third big delay was our music composer. He lives in Russia, and I've always wanted to visit Russia. I think it's a wonderful country. I can't say the political side of things is up to taste because we all know it's not. So I'm not going to get into that. But because of that, though, he did have to go to Turkey for a couple months while stuff was going on. He's back home. He's cranking out music faster than he ever has before. So music is coming along very smoothly. And I take the music and I dial it into the audio that we have from the cameras, and then I'm doing sound effects for all the fight scenes. The finale taken me the longest to edit that I've done any other fight scene I've done in my life. Even the finale for Rise and Fight, I got that done faster than the one for this movie because it's so much bigger and so much more grand. There's not as many seconds of fighting as the Rise and Fight had, but it's much more epic on a grander scale.
It is definitely more intense than the previous movies, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. The visual effects side, Mick's been handling all the visual effects, and he's going to explain a little bit of how that process has been coming along.
Yeah, it's, obviously visual effects, anyone that does visual effects knows it can be a painstaking process, a lot of tedious, minute details that end up you have to really focus on. Sometimes you end up with, a single frame out of place whenever you've gone through and you've gone the whole effect and you're going back and you're looking at everything. You're just like, finally, it's done. And then there's like a frame at the very end or something like that that ends up like the tracking didn't quite catch or something like that. And it looked like it did. And in the editing process, it kind of skips over that frame because maybe the computer ends up, dropping frames whenever you're editing for some reason. um, Anywho, the effects have come together so far really well. I'm happy with 95% of everything that I've done. There are some little things that I feel like I should be not talking about at the moment.
Well, how far along are you? Like, are you about 50% done, 75? Where do you think you're at with all of it?
I'd say at the moment, I'm definitely over halfway. I've gotten the end of the movie done. I've gotten most of the training facility done. The majority of the effects at this point are finished.
Oh, very nice. The overall movie itself is around 50% done in post production. And I estimate it's going to take us around 3 to 4 months before that's completely done itself. Because once he's done with the effects, I'm done with the main timeline, the music composer's done composing the music for the film, which he's over 60% done at this point. Once all that comes together, it does go off to the color gradist at the end, and then once I get it back from the color gradist, I make the final adjustments, and then everything is fully locked in stone. But I don't see us getting to that point till May at the earliest. At the earliest.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is going to be a realistic goal to set for you guys. So instead, I do think a little more time is going to be better, and it's going to be more realistically closer to like August, September, late summer, early fall for this whole process to be done. We will have a trailer though around April or May, I'd imagine. That would be very nice. So that's what I'm working towards next is the official trailer once I get the main sound design done for everything. And then after that, the finished movie is going to take until later this year. And hopefully we'll have a couple theaters or some film festivals that will be entered in. But I can't say for sure because it's too early to give out that kind of information. So I'll let you know as the time gets closer. And of course, we'll be on a few websites and streaming services for people to watch online or can download themselves and things like that.
So, bottom line is that we're getting close, but we're still a distance from the finish line.
It's going to take a bit of work before we get to the finish line.
Well, don't worry. Whenever we actually get it done, I'm sure you guys will know, and it's going to be awesome.
It's coming along very smoothly. I don't think I really have anything more to add to that. So we had our delays. We're smoothly going through post-production now, and it's taken a lot of time, but it's just going to be a better movie because of that.
Your previous computer definitely worked, like, it definitely
I didn't tell them I lost like 3 hours of progress on that computer. Yeah. So I was working on the finale and all the sound effects, and I almost pulled an all-nighter just working on it, and I thought it auto-saved, and then it crashed on me. I rebooted and brought everything back up, and I lost all my progress for the sound effects. And it's so minimal now to how much I've done since then, but it made me in such a negative mindset over the editing, because my old computer cannot handle just 5 layers of sound effects going into the movie.
Well, yeah, you definitely used that computer past its expiration date.
Yeah. You want to upgrade your computer around every 4 years, give or take.
Yeah.
Just to stay up to date with everything, stay on equipment and whatnot. But anyways,
if your computer remembers whenever dial-up was a thing, you might want to replace it.
Oh man, we can talk about that crazy. But anyways, anything else you'd like to add? Or
not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, anyways, thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys being around. We love all the support everyone's been giving us through all of our social medias and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And we really, really appreciate your patience. So many films take longer than a year to go through and be 100% done. Ours is coming along very good, and we had a really good production process. It was nice going to Los Angeles. It was nice getting out of my comfort zone as well as my entire cruise to make something of this scale.
And
And
obviously, we've been working on this for a while, and there's a number of things, not just a couple of things that we've mentioned here, but previously there's been, obviously, with world pandemic and everything, that's completely halted production at times. So it's been a painstaking process, but we are getting much closer to the finish line.
and I can't wait for it to be done. So thank you all for your support. If you haven't already, smash that like button down below, subscribe, and if you would ever so kindly share this with your friends and family to show how much you enjoyed, watching our videos and how the movie's coming along, we would greatly appreciate it. Stay safe out there, and be smart. Think before you act. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Good timing on that.
Yeah.